Welcome to another episode of Open Mic. I'm Mark Murphy, CEO at Atlatl Software, joined today by Zac Cooper, our Director of Sales. Today's topic is the debate of self-service versus a full vendor partnership and where the value lies for each approach based on the type of software you're buying. Zac, you were out with customers all last week. What are the two sides of that discussion going?
Mark, that's a great question, and I think we had the conversation almost every customer meeting out in the Midwest last week, and I think there's a different use case for both scenarios. And the way I educate and share insight with the market is it really depends on the specific software that you're evaluating. And I think that with some software, light SaaS as I refer to it, it's very much a self-service type of play.
Sure.
You might only need one and a half internal stakeholders to maintain it. A lot of the instructions and how-tos are demonstrated for you during implementation. The vendor can pat you on the back and you're off on your way. When it comes to CPQ technology, take that next step, visual CPQ technology, especially for industrial manufacturing. We're dealing with highly complex engineered products that are designed with heavy engineering logic that needs to be easily developed into a CPQ, visual CPQ workflow. Typically, it needs to align with an enterprise ecosystem with different integration points across other different technologies. And lastly, just to add on top of it, especially with visual CPQ and augmented reality, it's also very new to the space. So when a customer is asking, do you think we should evaluate self-service, or do you think it's more beneficial to look at a full vendor partnership? Personally, as a user of enterprise software, I always raise my hand for the support of a vendor. I am not an expert when it comes to understanding specific type of engineering logic and how that is going to automate into a CPQ workflow. I might be an expert in the engineering logic, or I might be an expert in CPQ, but combining those two worlds together, that's where you need to lean on the expertise of a vendor. You add another layer on top of that with integrations to ERP, CRM, and even a CAD connector. Now you really need that additional TLC, as I refer to it as, of an expert vendor who can offer the consultancy not only with implementation, but also implementation plans, deployment plans, change management, which is a conversation we were having last week with the group, customer training, customer support, and then ongoing maintenance, which I think is the most important part of the conversation. Because what I think customers aren't realizing when they think self-service is all of the hidden fees, hidden costs, and hidden investments. When you go self-service with a highly complex engineered product, typically you're making that investment to save your engineers time.
Right.
But if your engineers are having to maintain that technology, you just increase your stakeholder investment. Total cost of ownership of that technology is going to be 2, 3x versus going with a full vendor partner who might have a higher investment up front, but your ongoing maintenance, that's where you're going to receive the return on your investment.
Excellent. Great discussion. Thank you. We'd love to continue this discussion. Please reach out to us at atlatlsoftware.com.